grab your tea, grab your drink, sit down, because we're going to have a conversation about what just happened with this TikTok ban. To emotionally respond when it came to the news of this app and when it all went down, because a lot of this played into the mind control and the emotion that they played off of when it came to doing what they did with the app and deleting it, etc., etc. It was giving them feedback of where the emotional state is at in the United States. Two groups at play. The first one, which was a lot to do with the younger generation who adapt very quickly. They were like, all right, you want to do this? We're going to go to another app. It doesn't matter. We're going to keep it moving. Then there was another group that broke down and was like, I don't know what to do. They froze, the fight or flight. Which group were you in once this kicked in? Of consciousness that is waking up here in the United States, where COVID was the first wave. The second wave has been starting to rise, like the tsunami, and this just gave them neutral feedback of, again, where we're at, but also it's feedback for you of where am I in my state of leadership? Where am I in my emotional intelligence? Where am I in terms of my fight or flight? This is a huge, huge opportunity to use this as a learning lesson, and look how quickly it turned around. So there was this really big emotional purge that literally just happened, and people not knowing what to do. One group, and then the other group, people were like, we're going to figure it out. We're going to innovate. We're going to keep it moving. Take a look at where you can start implementing that into your life, especially in your business, for the couple million people that run their businesses over here on TikTok. It's also really great feedback to see where you continue to give your power away, whether it's outside of yourself, or do you take it and do you create your life from your own power, from your own vitality? That's the biggest threat to this whole democracy, to this whole agenda that's going on. They don't want people to stand in their power, because when they do, they fight back, which is what we're seeing the younger generation doing, of moving over to another app when they're like, if this one's canceled, then we're going to go over here. They're more scared of those people than the ones that broke down and cried, because they have emotional power over you. Whereas the other ones, they're like, we're just going to shift. So most people will give like validation to something outside of themselves, instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to take a hold of my life by the reins, and I'm going to create my life regardless of what happens around me, because they're aware subconsciously. Influence your mind in a way that alters where you're currently going and what you're currently up to, then you'll continue to follow along with their plan that they have in terms of controlling the masses. When they don't have control of the masses and nothing that they do works, then the people become in charge and in power and collectively working together to break down the system. And the system is breaking down. The more that evil continues to be thrown upon the masses, the more people are awakening to see A plus B does not equal D, it equals C. And so people are mathing the math and doing it, and they're like, we're not fucking with that. So be aware of, again, where you're giving your power away, and not just on this type of scale, but even in your own personal life. All of this micros down into your own way of being and how you operate in the